Who doesn't love a good shopping spree? And even better when the shopping spree can be done in your own home. So let's go shop my tarot shelves. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Hi, I'm Amand, and this is Jackie Daytona, my favorite coffee mug. So take a sip out of your own coffee mug, that is. I'm afraid you can't take a sip out of mine. But today we are going to take part, we meaning I, I'm going to take part in the hashtag Tarot Shelf Superstars, which was so kindly created by the lovely Rachele over at Ancestral. Make sure to tag her channel and her video below. But this, Rachele, can I just say the first thing, because you know she has rules, and you know me and rules, and I don't like them. I'm not here for them. I'm here to bend them and twist them, and you know, really push the limits and the boundaries here. But you drove a hard bargain. The only rule that we have right now for this tag is that you can only choose one deck, and it also has to be tarot because she's doing a separate one for Oracle. Oh my goodness, when I tell you that it took me a minute to pick a deck for each prompt, just one. Hello, finger, focus, thank you. But I will forgive you, Rachele, this time. And I will abide by your rules. But only this time. And maybe for the Oracle tag. But after that, I'm going back to regular Mand chaos, okay? So, without further ado, get comfy, cozy, and we shall get straight into the prompts, right? Straight in. I had to put Jackie back in. Oh, okay. So the first prompt we have is your current personal reading superstar. The one you're reaching for again and again. Your ride or die right now. And I had to think for a minute because I'm like, what is the one that I'm reaching for all the time? Because currently at the moment, it's really just my morning practice. But when I kind of sat and thought what I was like, oh, hold on. It's my Light Series Pocket Tarot. The mini edition is my ride or die at the moment. It is the one that I am reaching for. It is the one that's beside my bed. It is the one that I'm using for something else that I'll mention in an upcoming video. But this is my ride or die at the moment. Even when I'm like feeling a little bit lost or anxious throughout the day, I'm actually reaching for this and pulling cards and messages. Cards and messages. Yes, I'm pulling cards to get messages. And at the moment, this is just... If it would fit into my handbag, I would bring it, but my handbag is jam-packed. So, but yes, this is the one that it's my ride or die at the moment. It's being used all the time at the moment, and it's holding up so incredibly well, considering how often I'm using this right now. Next up, for our second nomination, is your superstar for Best Guidebook. The deck whose guidebook deserves a standing ovation, and I have quite a few. So Rachele, come on now. You knew this was going to be a difficult one, but I abided by the rules. This time, and I actually picked the Mythologica Finica Tarot. I wanted to be a little bit different, but no, all jokes aside, it is actually a fantastic guidebook. Now, there was a few others, but I hadn't worked with the decks long enough on the guidebook to kind of really give a good opinion on it. Yes. So this is the deck, just to give you, because this isn't a super popular deck. And this follows the Finnish mythology. Now, I'm not Finnish, right? So I'm not from Finland. But this, I got it in a holistic store and I was completely drawn in. I kept coming back to it. So I was like, okay. It is absolutely fascinating. The artwork is so unusual and unique, and I don't see many people talking about this deck, but it's a really good one. But the guidebook, oh my gosh, the guidebook. One second, let me move these beautiful cards out of the way. This guidebook is unbelievably so good. It's okay, it is glossy, but I love the way we have the keywords, and then you also have like the folklore and then the messages. And I find the messages are so thought-provoking. They're not just like generic. They touch upon like loads of different things. Like, just for example, here we have judgment. Okay, so here we have his mother protected her son with her life and suffered the consequences, and by doing so unwittingly encouraged her son to always undertake one raid after another. This card calls for good judgment and taste, which I won't pronounce this, but didn't possess. So sometimes, it's about saying like how don't let the actions of others dictate your judgment, right? Make you form your own opinion. Make sure that you're doing it because of you and not the influence of someone else. So again, you can see how this is extremely thought-provoking and how it gets you thinking outside of the box. Our third prompt is your current favourite Witchiest superstar. The one that feels like candle smoke, ritual and whispered spells. That is juicy goodness. So what I did choose for this, and I loved Rachele's choice. She picked the Witch Sister, that's a really good choice. The Hedge Witch Tarot. This is my current favorite witchy superstar. It really is. It's I would say it definitely has the sense of whispered spells and rituals. Whether it feels like candle smoke, probably not. I would say it's probably a bit more whimsy, fantasy maybe, but this feels so mythological. Mythical is the word I'm looking for there. It's really like otherworldly. There we go, like our rituals, and it's rich in symbolism, which is a huge thing for me. Imagery. It embraces that beautiful witchy hedge witch energy, right? So it's very nature-based. It's very grounding. It's very protective, but also it doesn't shy away either from, some things that we need to hear right now. So this would be the witchiest superstar I would have for now, because we're playing by the rules, remember? Number 4 is your superstar for past life work. The deck that remembers before you do. So, drum roll. That was a very sad drum roll. The Green Witch Tarot. I 200% was going to pick this because I feel like the more I work with this, there's definitely a past life connection here with the way the artwork is. I feel like I myself have, at one stage, this is my favorite card, lived this life or experienced this kind of life. That it was very simplistic, it was very outdoorsy and homely and community driven and nature based, and there was that witchy element. It was working with the earth. Okay, I could go on and on, but I won't bore you. So, oh my goodness, yeah, this is definitely a past life connection here, kind of that pagan ritual, faith, and something that's so much bigger than us, but from a spiritual aspect, not a religious aspect. Can I just add that? But yes, this is just, yes. Number 5 is your crown jewel superstar. So it's the rare treasure, the pride of your collection. Okay, Rachele, you knew what you did when you were making this one. Now, if anybody's a tarot collector or a deck collector, all of them are prize jewels, right? I'm going to say all of them. But again, because I'm playing by your rules here, I picked one. I kind of actually knew off the bat which one was my crown jewel superstar, and that's the Tarot Bot. This is the Black Edition, and it is by Michael Murdoch. And the reason this is my prized, crown jewel, my prized deck, it's the pride of my collection, is because I won this in a giveaway by the lovely Han, and I just adore this deck so much. It definitely needs a little bit more love this year, for sure. But I find the artwork so intriguing in this. It's so unique. It's totally different to what's in my collection. I have worked with a small bit and it read so incredibly well. Now, there are extra cards in there that you could use like as an oracle. I just put the whole lot together because, again, why not? But this is such a fabulous deck, and it's not just because the deck is so beautiful, but because of who did the giveaway, and just the fact that I won, which was amazing. I always like entering and sharing giveaways anyway, but just there's something about winning all the same. And so this was and is such a precious deck, and it is just one of my favorites for so many reasons. I adore this deck so much, and so it is front and center on my shelves. I think this is one of my favorite prompts, is your interdimensional communication superstar. I laughed so much when I seen this prompt because I was like, what am I going to pick for that? And then when I was looking at my shelves, I was like, oh, this is exactly the deck I would use. And so it's, if we had new visitors, this is the deck you trust to help translate, interpret, and bridge understanding. I'll give you a second. Can you guess? Can you guess which one? If you said the Starman, you'd be dead feckin' right. You'd be dead right. That is exactly who I picked. You guys, is this not a great interdimensional communication superstar? Okay, that is a mouthful in of itself. I had to pick this. There was just no doubt, really, let's be honest. Because there is something so interdimensional about this. This is so dystopian, but also kind of like alien-esque, and it's odd. But I feel like it bridges that gap. We'd say if there was to be an alien invasion, I hope not. That sounds terrifying if you ask me. But, I had to communicate with them and I had to pick a deck. I would pick this one because I feel like they would understand the imagery and I would understand the imagery, and between the two of us and the deck, we'd be able to communicate absolutely fine and hopefully help them on their way, and then they'll just be on their merry way again and doing whatever aliens like to do. But yeah, this is definitely 200% the deck I'd pick. It's brilliant. It's fantastic. And why wouldn't it be? Look at that. Oh, yes. Number 7 is your Rockstar Musical Landscape Superstar. Whew. The deck with a soundtrack, cinematic, moody, unforgettable. I just went with musical. I kind of dropped the Rockstar because I don't believe that I actually have a deck that fits that Rockstar musical. I probably do, maybe my Oracle, but not. I don't feel like my Tarot really would be Rockstar musical. But so I went with musical. I was only allowed to pick one deck, Rachele, so I am kind of adapting this prompt maybe a little bit. So I'm saying that it's open to interpretation. And the deck that I picked is the Jane Austen Tarot. And let me tell you, when I hear the Bridgerton soundtrack in my mind, when I pull this deck out, I hear Dearest Gentle Reader. That's what I hear. I hear the Diamond of the Season. I have to say, though, the first season is definitely my favourite season. I'm trying to get into the fourth one. I'm struggling a little bit. I don't know, is it because I'm so kind of, it took so long for it to come out? I'm not really sure. Yes, and before anyone says it, I know Bridgerton and Jane Austen are different. I'm aware of that. Apologies for the abrupt pause, but the postman landed. So before anyone says, I know Bridgerton and Jane Austen are they're different, but I feel like the time period was kind of the same. But, and you'll be so super proud, I actually picked up a Jane Austen book. I picked up Pride and Prejudiced. I always find that word very difficult to say. But yeah, there's something about it that makes me think of the Bridgerton soundtrack. And I kind of want to watch some Jane Austen movies. I don't know, are they as good as the books? Because obviously I haven't read them, but yeah. Like, look at that. I love the colour palette of this. Oh, yes, please. Next prompt is number 8, and it's your Ancestral Gateway Superstar. So it's the deck that feels like a doorway to lineage, bloodline, and old wisdom. And where are you, F Center? We'll put you back. So this is kind of an unusual one, but the Dark Mansion Tarot, it is one that if I'm ever doing ancestral work, which I feel called out because I kind of need to do it, but it's been a while, this is the one that kind of speaks so much. Not by art style, but by the messages. There's something that just seems to connect so well with my ancestors here. That's not saying that my ancestors look like Tim Burton characters. I'm not saying that at all. But it just seems to communicate so darn clearly, so well. I mean, the readings that I have done with ancestral work with this deck, phenomenal. I don't even know how to put into words in one sense, because it just worked so well. I'm like, right, this isn't one that you'd look at and necessarily go, oh, this is an ancestral deck, but it works so darn well. I feel like it just captures the essence and the personalities of my ancestors so extremely good. Okay, number 9. This one I laughed so much. It's the Drama Queen Superstar. So it's the theatrical one, the overreactor, the deck that turns everything into a full prophecy. Let me tell you, when I picked this deck, I could hear it laughing. I could hear it laughing and going, you know it, girl. You know it. The Enchanted for Hoxa Tarot. For sure. This is the total drama queen in my tarot deck. She likes to be the deck that's not only the drama queen, but it's the F around and find out deck. It really does like to turn into full prophecy, for sure. It really is. Like, hun, if you don't cop yourself on, well, I guess you're going to find out. It does not play around. And it's frustrating because I do reach for this deck and I do work with it. But it really calls to me more so than I call to it. Okay? So when I know I need to do a little bit of work and I need something that's a bit... dramatic. This is the deck. I can hear the deck laughing already. It's going... See? Ha ha ha. Yes, that's me, girl. Like, it loves you. It really does. This deck is extremely loving, but in the sense where it is a case of, yeah, I'm just going to I'm really going to put it to you, and you're going to have to think about it and really sit with it. But if you don't heed what I'm saying, well, I guess you're going to find out. That's that deck. And last but certainly not least is your slightly unhealthy obsession superstar. It's the one you think about a little too much, no judgment. Okay, wow, I feel like I'm being judged a little bit here, but this is a new deck. I did get it for my birthday. I did pick this up, and I'll admit I think about it a little bit too much. but only because I think I'm so eager to work with it. But I have other decks that I just want to work with first. But it's the Witch's Cat Tarot. Is it good or bad that I actually think about this throughout the day? I don't know. Do I care? No. And you'll see why. You'll see why I love this deck. Yes, it's still in order. Like I said, I haven't worked with it. I mean, look at it. It's so darn cute. I mean, you can totally understand why I would think about this. It's too darn cute not to think about. I mean, the kitties and the cuteness and the little chaos queen, that's grim. Like, I can see my own little cats in this. And cats that I previously had too. I've talked about this already. But yeah, this is the deck that I genuinely, I do. I'll be honest, I think about this. I'm pretty sure I probably even dreamed about using this as well. So I'm looking forward to working with it. But this is just, it's so darn cute. It's way cute. And hence why I would think about it a lot. Because who doesn't want some cuteness in their life? I know I do. Alright, my loves, thank you so very much for hanging out with me and shopping my shelves and seeing some of my amazing superstar decks that I do have. And I'm very, very lucky and very fortunate, very grateful to have this. I look forward to seeing everyone's response to this. I love watching tarot tags, they're some of my favourite. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button already, I would love to have you part of the family. We're pretty awesome here, if I do say so myself. Again, I cover all things tarot, oracle card related, glimmers and finding magic in the mundane. If that's your jam, then please hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you part of the family. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Remember, stay magical, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.